Look at all this loot! DJ, none for you! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and I am a shameless fan of getting free stuff, especially free stuff in my colors. And what we have here today is the latest offering from BuBlasters.com, the Soft Bullet Launcher. Educational model. Assembly and disassembly. Which is actually pretty neat. It's got a fairly neat, I don't know if you'd call it gimmick, but functionality. It is a dart blaster, magazine-fed pistol. In the box you get the blaster, one magazine, which is kind of proprietary. We will discuss that a bit later. A holster, and it's an odd design of holster, but I will explain. And darts, and they're a different kind of dart than I've ever seen before. They are half darts. And they have a very unique style of head. Can I get it to focus? It's spirally, and I don't know if that actually is going to cause the dart to spiral, and if it will in fact act like AccuStrike darts, or kind of if it'll have some sort of a rifling effect. I'm fairly curious about that. But let's look at that disassembly. So the big thing that they're kind of going on about is that this has a toolless disassembly. So you push up on that lever, pull out that pin, push up on this section, pull out this pin, pull this front section off, and the blaster disassembles. And you can then access the spring. There is a return spring, you've got your main spring, metal plunger tube, metal barrel, decent quality plastic, not great, but not terrible. There don't appear to be there's very few screws in here. There are a couple, but very few. Definitely feel it could use a heavier spring. I doubt it will take K26, but we will definitely be trying something heavy in it at some point. And then reassemble. Put that back on there. Slide this on there. Pin number 1, lock. Pin number 2, and lock. And you're good. It does have slide lock on an empty magazine, so it holds open on an empty mag. And there's your release. It is right-handed, annoyingly enough, but, what are you going to do? Mag release is right there. It will drop the magazine. Prime. Fire. Long metal barrel. I don't know why they chose to make it so much longer than the actual blaster. I guess they just decided that was a good performance point. But you could put some sort of a scar on there if you wanted, if you could get enough power. I'm going to talk about the magazine quick, and then we'll get some fips and some plinking. I mentioned that the magazine is proprietary, but it does fit Nightingale magazines. It just doesn't lock. The lock notch is not in the same place. You could cut one, and then if you also cut one for your Dianas, you'd have a lot of notches in your magazines. But it is tight enough that it will stay in, and it will feed. Not as well as it does with the original, but friction fit. The grip, they could have made the grip so much thinner. You can see how much dead space they have in on either side of the magazine there. They definitely could have made the grip narrower and thus a little bit more comfortable. They almost looks like they flared it slightly and made it wider than it needed to be. It's not bad. It's about the same for most early Talon mag in grip blasters. Okay, enough blather. You want fips. Let's get some fips. Right. Let's get you some fips. 73. And this is with their darts. 59. It's holding open each time. That's definitely not supposed to be doing that, I assume. There we go. 61. 57. 57. Oh, no, now it's not registering. 64. 63. One more. 48. It could use a bit more chutzpah. I'm gonna try to mod it. I'm gonna see if I can find a better spring for it and see if we can't get a little bit more oomph before I try to actually plink with it, because at that I wouldn't be able to hit anything. So, to the bins. Here's where that quick teardown really shines. Okay, so we need something this size but stronger. What do we got? Would K26 would fit. And there is some pre-compression, so we don't need as long a section of K26. That's still a lot of K26 though. K25 fits also. Is this, aha! Here's a section of K25. Let's give that a try. That's the right, about the right length. No! It will not prime with that. I don't know what this is from, unfortunately, but it's a little bit longer and stouter, so we're gonna give it a try. 116, 115, 114, 116, 113. So with that spring and bamboo darts, I'm getting right in the mid to slightly high 100 teens. So yeah, definitely respectable. It could use a better grip, something to hold on to when priming, because that's not great. You're kind of catching on this the teardown pin, and it's not exactly comfortable, but decent performance. All right, I'm gonna plink with it. Right, I'm here. I'm gonna fire their darts first and see how they work, and then we'll try some bamboos and see if I can hit anything. Well, they shoot nice and straight. I take it back. Round complete. I hit no targets. A couple were really close though. Let's try some bamboo darts. Right, bamboos. There we go. That's actually really impressive now. That's with no scar barrel. Oh, so close. Oh, round's complete. That's not bad, given the size of those targets. With bamboo darts, it works pretty good with that upgraded spring. Shame I don't know what it is. Came out of another Nerf blaster. It was a stock spring of some kind. Probably something out of a rival blaster. The one on the Pathfinder actually worked quite nice as well. This just gives it just a little bit more power right at that 115. Good FPS. Yeah. Bit on the realistic profile side, obviously, but it does come in other bright colors, and obviously you could paint it. Would definitely be better for a LARP than for, say, a public Nerf war. Yeah, the soft bullet launcher link will be down in the description. If you're looking for something like this might be the one for you. If you're not, this isn't the one for you. Thank you for watching. I forgot to talk about the holster. So it does come with this nifty minimalist holster, which clips onto the trigger guard. There's what looks almost like Picatinny rail on the trigger guard. That's kind of strange. There is Picatinny rail down here, though. Didn't mention that. Anyway, clips on. It does lock, so you do have to hit the release to get it to come out, or it won't. It's a weird belt design. I think this whole thing is supposed to go into your waistband. Maybe. And if you try to pull the blaster without hitting the release, you'll pull the whole thing out, and then you'll be in a pickle. It is adjustable. It will rotate, so you can change the angle that you're drawing at. Still, I'm kind of, maybe I'm just not using this right, but it's a thing. It does have a holster, which is handy. It's nice. There it is. If you're interested, maybe get yourself one. Link in the description.